Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to talk about this card that just got announced. You know, June 25th, you guys can save the date. It figures to be a momentous occasion in San Antonio as Jesse Bam Rodriguez returns to the ring for his second fight as a Super Flyweight. And, you know, I remember after the Quadras, people kept asking BT, like, who do you think Bam Rodriguez should fight? And the answer that I would always give them is that I can tell you who he shouldn't fight next. And I always said that the one guy that I think could be a big problem for Bam if he were to fight him anytime soon will be Rungviaisi. And that's exactly who he's fighting next. So listen, I got to give Bam all the credit in the world. This is a guy that at the young age of, what is like 22 years old, something like that? Yeah, 22 years old, barely old enough to drink. He's out here and like he's really setting a tone for the rest of boxing. In my opinion, Bam Rodriguez, with the way he's moving his career, when we talk about fighters who are actually trying to chase greatness, who are trying to make sure that they have a great reputation in the sport and that they can live with the integrity of knowing that they wanted to challenge the best fighters out there, right? And that money's gonna come. Don't you worry. But he's showing the world that he is not afraid of anybody, and that you know, like he said, why wait for my 30s when I can be great in my 20s? You know, and what a beautiful, refreshing, just a brilliant mindset to have for such a young fighter. He's fighting Rungviaisi, one of the most dangerous fighters in the world. I mean, I hate saying it, but ask my boy Chocolatito. You know, Chocolatito had two very tough fights with him. The second one, he got destroyed in 4 rounds. The first one, you know, I thought he won the first one, but there was a lot of pain and suffering that took place on the Chocolatito side because of what Rungviaisi put him through, dropping him, the head clash, the hard punches. You know, very big, very physically strong guy, probably the most physically strong super flyweight in the world of boxing today. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So the fact that he just came from 108, he fought Quadras, like it looks like he's trying to beat the big four, the guys that carried this weight class all these years. You know, the guys like Quadras, who we already beat, now Rungviaisi, maybe a guy out Estrada in the future, and then maybe the ultimate passing of the torch super fight between him and my favorite fighter, Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. So yeah, man, like it's gonna be a southpaw versus southpaw matchup, two hard punching southpaws. We know Bam is just more than a hard southpaw power puncher. He's got the ability to pivot and shift in ways that confuse his opponents. Rungviaisi, contrary to people's beliefs, is more than just a hard bruising fighter as well. He's shown the ability, like when he fought Guile in the first fight, he can counterpunch. He's got a good sense of timing. So and he beat Guile at his own game. So I look very forward to this fight because to me, this is one of, if not the most dangerous fight that Bam could have taken right now. I personally think that this fight for him is more dangerous than a Chocolatito fight. Even as a Chocolatito fan, I'm saying that, like, because of what Rungviaisi can do from a physical strength perspective. Chocolatito is more closer to Bam in you know, size and things like that. I feel like that would be a more winnable fight, even though Chocolatito, in my opinion, is the #1 fighter in this weight class. But I just think styles make fights, and you gotta look at what makes Rungviaisi dangerous as opposed to what makes Chocolatito dangerous. Rungviaisi, I feel like he's a guy that's been forgotten about because he don't speak English. He's not like necessarily a guy that's always in the headlines because of that. He hasn't had a big fight since what, 2019 when he fought Guile in the rematch. It's been some time since Rungviaisi fought any of the big names, and now he's fighting a guy that a lot of people are tabbing to be the next star of this weight class. And you know what? I'm gonna say this, man. This may sound crazy, but like, I'm trying not to jump the gun on Bam, but when I look at his mentality, when I look at his willingness to fight the best people available and not worry about money, because he knows that as you win and as you have great performances, money comes with that, with winning and being a great fighter and all that stuff. He kind of gives me Roman Gonzalez vibes. And to me, anybody who knows me knows that for me to compare anybody to Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, that is the biggest compliment I can give anybody, you know, truthfully. I don't want to sit here and say he's the next Chocolatito because that's ridiculous pressure to put on any fighter. You know, Chocolatito is one of the all-time greats of boxing. He's one of the best fighters. In my lifetime, and people may not like this, but the two best fighters I've seen in my lifetime are Floyd Mayweather and Roman Gonzalez. Floyd Mayweather and Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, those are the two best fighters I've seen in my lifetime. There's other fighters that are great as well, but to me, when you talk about skills and when you talk about achievements and opposition and things like that, those are the guys that are doing it for me. So yeah, Bam wins this fight against Rungviaisi. Bam's looking at already sticking his flag in the ground as one of the best super flyweights in the world, and he's also looking at already being a pound for pound fighter at 22 years old. That's how fast he's moving. He's not waiting like a lot of these guys to find their balls, make the fights happen that the fans want to see. So I'm looking forward to it, and it's gonna be a great fight. Also on the card you got people like you got the rematch of Julio Cesar Martinez and McWilliams Arroyo, which figures to be a good fight. The first fight was really good. Arroyo dropped Martinez, but then Martinez started beating his ass and cut him up a little bit. But the fight ended due to I think it was a head clash. So that fight will be good. You got the return of Merjo Akmandalia, Jessica McCaskill. So this is a great card. But the big attraction on the card to me remains as Bam Rodriguez, a guy that I think if he keeps going the way he's going, he's gonna be a superstar in the sport for a long time. He's looking at a guy that if somebody asked me, they said, BT, is there a fighter in boxing that you would say is the next Romo Gonzalez, the next Chocolatito of the smaller weight divisions? This would be your guy right here. This would be your guy because he has the skills. He's down to fight whoever. All right, he's got that big power punch, those grown man punches. So he's gonna be fan friendly. But the one thing that I think that Bam Rodriguez has going for him that Chocolatito didn't have in his favor is that number one, he speaks English. Number two, he's an American. I guess Mexican American if you want to say, but he's an American who speaks English. So I think his appeal, right? His appeal has a chance to be even greater than Chocolatito just so long as he can keep winning. And that's the intriguing thing about this fight, his career. And then top it off, right? Even though I thought Chocolatito won the first Rungviaisi fight, if you want to go by the paper, by the official black and white, he never beat Rungviaisi. So he beats Rungviaisi, that's a huge feather in his cap. And then, you could be looking at a potential like Bam Rodriguez, Chocolatito, passing of the torch fight, a potential passing of the torch fight where, you have Chocolatito who's been great all these years, and now they're going to put him up against the young, strong guy on the come up who could potentially, if he beats Chocolatito, become the face of these weight divisions. The next money guy, the next star, the next guy that really moves the needle. So exciting times. Listen, as always, exciting times in the super flyweight division. And I always tell you guys that the real killers reside in the super flyweight division. So I'm going to leave it at that. Say the date, June 25th. Bam Rodriguez facing one of the most dangerous men, not just in 115, but in all of boxing. Sister gets so wrong beside, looking to make a point, still prove that he's one of the top fighters in the sport, and knock off and derail the Bam Rodriguez hype train before it even gets going. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.